So, this video is going to detail 10 ways that you can ultimately achieve your fitness New Year's resolution goals and get them to last, because that's one of the biggest things. If you are watching this in the live stream, feel free to comment below uh, what you're trying to do this year. What's your fitness goal? I'm curious. What's your New Year's resolution? Is it weight loss? Is it just getting into the gym? Do you really care? Are you not having any goals at all? Let me know down below if you're in the live stream or if you're watching this after in the recorded section. Let me know. I'm curious what you're going through, and we'll be able to talk about it as well. So, 10 tips, 10 ways to get your New Year's resolution to last. I just created a nice little laundry list here of things that I've experienced and that have helped me and the individuals that I work with get fitter and healthier in the New Year's. So we're just going to jump right in. First thing, social media. This is kind of drastic, but I say actually deleting social media in entirety. And this is something that I experimented with quite a while ago. And the main reason I highly recommend in deleting social media is the fact that it compares you to everybody out there in the world that's not you. And sometimes comparison is good because it allows us to say, hey, I want to strive to a goal. I want to strive to what that person's doing. I want to be just like them in a sense of health and fitness. But what usually happens is kind of this toxic mentality of, I don't have what that person has. And I want to be like them so much, so I'm just going to give up on my goals because I ultimately don't think I'm ever going to look that way. I'm never going to get a six pack. I'm never going to be able to be that strong. So I'm just not going to do it altogether. Terrible, terrible, terrible mindset to have. And this is kind of something we'll talk about even later in our next tip. But one of the biggest things that I think can help with this is to either delete or limit your social media use, especially in the New Year's. There's going to be so many people going out there writing all their new fitness things, showing off. Another big thing about these people that you look up to on Instagram or social media, they're usually very highly gifted in genetics. They also might be taking steroids. They might be doing a lot of different things that kind of skews your perception of what's actually possible for your fitness goals in the new year. So that's a big thing to remember. Number one. Number two, gotta avoid the all or nothing mentality. This is something that happens with people all throughout the year when they're trying to improve their health and fitness goals, but it's even more prevalent around the time of the New Year's because we're so hyper focused and we're so ready once it hits January 1st to just get in and honestly just lose all the weight, get fitter, do all these things. But what happens is there's one slip off, right? We have one good day, or we have multiple good days, I should say. And then one slip up happens. There's a New Year's party, there's a birthday party, somebody's maybe got a baby shower, for example, and you eat too much. You don't work out that day. What happens? Oh, well, since I messed up that day, I'm just going to keep moving that on going into the future. That's a terrible mindset to have. It's something that a lot of people have because they think that that one day honestly sets them back completely way far, but it's not true. The adage I like to say all the time when it comes to health and fitness, one bad day will not make you unhealthy. Just like one good day of eating won't make you healthy. Consider that. Consider that. So think about this, right? If you go eat really healthy, you go exercise for one day, but then the rest of your life is terrible, guess what? The rest of your life is going to be very unhealthy. Just like on those slip ups, on those one bad days. Those bad days happen, but they're largely irrelevant. If the rest of your days are totally, totally normal, healthy, and good, you're good to go. Don't stress out over it. It's a really, really big thing to remember. Um, Also, and this next tip is arguably one of the most important things, is to understand why you're getting into fitness. Knowing your why. And this is important for a lot of things in life, but especially when it comes to your health and fitness goals. Ooh, we actually got somebody commenting. Guess there's no. Well, they just put a face that they put an emoji face that they were hot. So I'm wondering if they're working out right now or trying to get on their New Year's goals. But anyway, if you're in the chat, please let me know what you're struggling with or what you are going to work through in the New Year's. I'm curious. I'm curious. Okay, so understanding your why. This is a super, super huge important thing. As I said, might be the most important thing. Is your why weight loss? Are you getting into the gym because you want to lose weight? Are you getting into the gym because you want to be healthier? Are you getting into the gym just because you say, I just want to gain some strength, or I'm bored, I just want to do something different? You need to understand exactly why you're going into the gym. This will change multiple times throughout your life and maybe multiple times throughout a year. But understanding at a specific moment in time why exactly you're going to the gym is so important. The reason because this is so important is if you slip up, have those one bad days, have maybe some issues where you're not being able to go to the gym or you're not as motivated. Understanding why you're doing it is almost motivation in itself. So it's almost endless motivation, if you will. For example, if you are trying to go to the gym to be healthier and you start noticing people are doing really crazy lifts that look insane and they're really strong and they're just kind of making you feel self-conscious and you're like, I can't do that. Go back to your why. Your why is just to be healthier. It's not to do all those crazy lifts. I'm not saying those are bad necessarily, but for you, it doesn't really matter, right? You're getting into the gym to be healthier. You're getting in the gym to feel better, look better, do things for yourself. This is a game of yourself. And as we talked about with social media and comparison, those games can be played to the point where, well, it's very detrimental long term. So remember that. Understand your why, know it full-heartedly, and understand it's going to change multiple times. When I first started getting out into fitness, I just wanted to get a really fast mile time. I just wanted to improve how quickly my mile was. Now, I've been doing a lot more flexibility-based strength training. So I'm doing some, it's more pain management, right? Kind of rehab things. I also have a recreational sport, so a lot of my exercises catered towards getting me strong for that. My why has changed multiple times throughout my life. And my why is going to change multiple times as I get older and potentially have kids someday. These things will change. Understanding your why is super important. Next tip to keep your fitness resolutions in 2023 and get them to last. Start incredibly small. You will have so much motivation January 1st to lose all the weight in the world, to stick to a workout routine for literally ever. But this motivation does not last. This is a burst of energy that will literally fizzle out super quickly. Because of this, you need to understand that this is going to happen. So one of the things I recommend is to really taper down your expectations of maybe instead of losing 10 pounds in 2 months, to try to lose 5 pounds in 2 months. Because your brain is on that hyper-focused, motivated statement where you're like, I can lose that weight. But that's right now. That's today. That's January 1st, right? If you're watching this on the New Year's. In a couple days, in a month, it's going to be way different. Stuff's going to happen. As we just mentioned, those slip-ups. You're going to have these people in your life that might not be as motivated on their health and fitness goals, and they're going to be tempting you with different things. So because of this, starting incredibly small, you're trying to set the barriers very, very low so you're less anxious about your goals. And the main reason because of this is something, actually the next tip we'll mention, but we're trying to build some momentum. We're trying to build some momentum. We're trying to build some confidence for yourself to realize that, hey, you're actually going to be able to do these health goals. You're going to be able to improve your fitness, and you can do it. But it just might not be as much as you thought. So your expectations might be way too high when you first start and are extremely motivated. So we're trying to tamper down the expectations a little bit, build you some momentum, so then long term, maybe someday you will be able to lose 10 pounds in 2 months. But just setting your expectations low and realizing these things take time. Boom, very good. Moving right along, next thing on my list here, focus on the everyday activities. This is something that is extremely hard to do in practice, but is, again, super, super important. So when we think about our weight loss goals moving into 2023, or any fitness goals moving into 2023, you'll probably think, I'm going to lose 10 pounds or I'm going to eat better. That's my goal. Unfortunately, these are kind of far out there goals. They're long term goals. Maybe you want to start working out more. So your goal is, I'm going to work out a bunch this month so I lose 10 pounds. Unfortunately, you can't control losing 10 pounds. So we need to focus on your day to day behaviors that will lead you to losing to 10 pounds. So a couple of things I wrote down was, maybe I'm going to drink 2 glasses of water with every single meal. Or you could also say, I'm going to have a portion of vegetables or fruit with every single meal. We know that these things will actually help you to improve your overall fitness and health when you are doing them consistently, and they'll probably lead to some weight loss as well. We're not focusing on just losing the weight. We're focusing on doing behaviors that will get us to lose weight. It almost comes naturally as a byproduct of it. And that's kind of what we're trying to think about. We're trying to think about little behaviors, little changes we can do every single day that will lead you to that. And I will say for this, don't overwhelm yourself, because a lot of people will do all these different things. I need to sleep better, this, that. As we just mentioned with the last one, start small. Do a couple things. Try to build some momentum. Once they're in your life and super, super easy to do, say the vegetable and water example, once you can do those every single meal and there's virtually no friction in your diet and eating patterns, you can add a little more. Don't overdo it when you first start. Perfect. So that was focusing on everyday activities. This next one is something we kind of reiterated when it comes to creating lasting fitness resolutions in 2023, but not pushing too hard. And again, people have so much energy when they first start. But the biggest thing to remember when it comes to improving your fitness in 2023 and beyond, of course, to get it to last, is that consistency is the biggest thing. The people who are consistent, and maybe it's not every single day, but most of their days are healthy, most of their days are working out, most of the days are following health promoting behaviors, guess what? Those people are going to lose weight. Those people are going to be fit long term. Those people are going to create lasting fitness resolutions because they came from this mindset of not pushing too hard, but rather having a slow, gentle push on all these behaviors that are going to help them long term. So don't push too hard in the beginning. Consistency is key. Again, back to that adage of one bad day doesn't make you unhealthy or unfit, just like one good day doesn't make you healthy or fit. So remember that when thinking about pushing too hard, grind to the metal. Sometimes that's okay, sometimes that's good, but if you're first getting started in 2023 with your fitness resolutions, probably not the best thing to do. So very good. We're moving right along. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this and finding value. If you are, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We'll keep you healthy, fit, regardless of whatever ability level you have in your life through 2023. It's going to be a great year for all of us, and especially you. So please subscribe if you're enjoying it. We got 4 more tips to improve your New Year's resolutions for fitness to get them to last in 2023. Let's do this. Be willing and okay to change your goals. So that's the biggest thing that people sometimes struggle with, is having identity stuck to certain goals. I told myself I was going to lose 10 pounds in 2 months. We used that example earlier. And maybe it's March, right? Maybe it's been a couple months into 2023 and we just haven't done it. And it's been tough. Maybe we've lost a little bit of weight, but we haven't lost all the weight. Understanding that changing goals is part of the process and something that you should be analyzing frequently will help you out tremendously on keeping lasting goals. So maybe you can't lose that 10 pounds, so you're going to taper back a little bit and taper your goal back. Don't have your identity to certain goals. Also, 2, Once you do achieve a certain goal, again, this is back to identity. Change what you want to work on. I highly recommend to always be working towards something, striving towards something when it comes to fitness and your health, and that might change. So, again, as I mentioned, I was willing to change. My goals when I first started fitness was to improve my overall mile time. And I did a lot of push ups and pull ups and calisthenics stuff. It was to kind of be fit too, but I just wanted to get faster mile. Now, it's a lot of pain management stuff, keeping fitter, keeping healthier. I do some heavy lifting, but a lot of it is it's different, and it'll probably change in 10 years. If I have a kid, maybe my priorities will be more, even more health focused, or maybe I won't be able to put as much time in. So my goals are going to ultimately change. Be okay to change your goals through 2023 when it comes to your fitness, New Year's resolutions. Understand that goals will change, should change. Don't stick your identity to them. Next tip, I should say, New Year's resolutions in fitness for 2023. Understand why you got there. This is kind of an elephant in the room that not a lot of people want to talk about, but the reason why you have a New Year's resolution in fitness is because you feel like something's wrong in your life, as in you feel like you're unhealthy, you feel like you're unfit, you feel like you need to make a change. The reason why you feel that way is because a lot of things leading up to this led to that. Last year, last 2 years, maybe you've neglected your sleep. Maybe you've neglected eating healthier at meals, getting vegetables, getting a proper amount of water. Maybe you've been drinking too much alcohol and it's not making you feel as good. Maybe you put on some weight. Those things led up to you having a need or desire to want to improve your fitness and health and New Year's goals in 2023. So that's a huge thing to remember. It wasn't magic. You didn't get there overnight. It happened from multiple days of potentially not having the best of health concerns. So because of that, make sure to sorry. No, shoot. Sorry, we got somebody in the chat that's not good. Had somebody posting some inappropriate stuff, so I had to get rid of that real quick. But long story short, understand why you got there. That's going to be a huge, huge thing, because you need to realize that if it took you a long time to get to those health and fitness goals, it's likely going to take a long time to actually improve those goals as well. Big thing moving into 2023. All right, next tip to create lasting fitness resolutions in 2023: make the sacrifices the least annoying as possible. And this is all about setting up your environment. And when it comes to your environment, this is crucial to have right in your world to create lasting fitness goals. The example I'm going to give with environment, the couple actually, the first one's going to be working out. So for example, say you want to start working out in the mornings in 2023 and you don't have everything set up right. You don't have in the morning your shoes right by where you need. You don't have your water bottle set by right where you need. You don't have all these things right by where you need. And because of that, you're creating friction. Because when you wake up, you're like, oh, I got to get my shoes together. Oh, I got to get my water bottle together. Versus if you set up your environment better and have your water bottle and shoes right next to your car keys before you go out in the morning, you're going to see that immediately. And it's going to create a lot less friction. It's going to create an environment that is the least annoying to participate in these activities. That's one example. Another example is food. Say you always struggle every week with having fast food before you come home. You know, you get off work and you're like, oh, I want to eat healthy, but I just don't have time, right? Prepping ahead your meals will lead you to make this less friction. It'll lead you to make it much easier when it comes to eating healthier in 2023. So if you think about that, You prep your meals, spend maybe 10 to 20 minutes one day on the weekend, get your dinners for the week. So then when you're driving home, you have these meals pre prepped that you don't even have to think about. It creates so less friction. And you can also monitor what you're putting into it. So you can create a little bit healthier options, make them for yourselves. That is understanding, right? That we are making sacrifices, but you're trying to make the sacrifice the least annoying. That's going to be a huge thing. Last tip for creating fitness goals and resolutions that last in 2023 is picking stuff you enjoy. Picking stuff you enjoy. And you're probably thinking, like, why in the world would I do something I don't enjoy when it comes to health and fitness? Well, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. You'll see something online and they're like, this worked for me. Okay, so just because it worked for that person, I'm going to go do it. Running is a huge example. A lot of people know what running is, they're very familiar with it, so they'll literally say, okay, I'm going to run because I want to lose weight. But if you don't like running, you're not going to stick with that. You're not going to sustain the running program to get you to lose weight long term. And as we establish with anything in health and fitness, it's because of consistency. It's because of sustainability. It's from doing it for a very, very long time that's going to lead you to those health and fitness goals in 2023 and beyond. So, adherence is the biggest key, right? So, if you don't like running, that's okay. You can do some biking, you can do some weightlifting. I'd recommend trying literally everything, especially when you're first starting. Try every single thing in the gym that you're comfortable with and see what you like. Base your program around that. That's going to give you some autonomy because you're actually having control of what you're thinking. But also, in addition to that, you're going to enjoy it. If you enjoy it, you're going to stick with it. And as we just mentioned in the last one, you're trying to make this sacrifice, which it shouldn't feel like a sacrifice, but for a lot of people it is. It won't feel like a sacrifice if you keep up with it because you realize the benefits, but initially it kind of is a sacrifice. Making that sacrifice the least amount of friction, one way we can do that is by also doing stuff we enjoy. And the best way to do that is to try as many things when it comes to exercise in 2023 and get you started. So that's all we have for the video. Make sure to comment below and let me know what your fitness goals are going to be for the new year. I'm very curious. Otherwise, we will see you in the next live stream, and maybe we'll do another one of these, kind of rehashing it right before the new year starts. But thanks everyone for watching, and